Hey everybody, this is Dude, and this is the Bourbon Boys Advent Tasting Podcast. We pulled together some of our favorite picks to share with you as we count down to Christmas. We hope you get a chance to taste some of these great bourbon brands this holiday season with friends and family. Until then, bourbon on.
Well, let's take a trip into another national park. Let's open up the Yellowstone.
Oh, yeah. So I seem to have a propensity to go for bottles that look like something you'd see on a cowboy movie set.
Absolutely. This one is it.
Yes, I do tend to talk a little bit about the ABC store. And,
not because this is a governmental advertisement, but...
Well, we've all talked about this. I mean, the hunt, right? Trying to find something that's new and different. And so I definitely, with this one, found myself staring at the same shelf at the local ABC store, seeing the same bottles. And so I decided, well, let's just do something different. So I saw this bottle, and it just, again, looked like it came out of a cowboy movie, similar to like a Basil Hayden or something like that.
It totally does.
Yeah, really cool label with like gold embossing, and looks like kind of the frontier, right? So went ahead and gave it a shot. Not expensive, less than $40.
Okay.
The interesting thing for me, tried it and really took about to sip 4 before I really realized that, I kind of like this.
Did you have to go back to the store then?
No.
Okay, just checking.
No, the sips weren't that big. The sips weren't that big. But a little bit of history on this one. So first started in 1872, and it was a commemorative batch, if you will, in honor of our first national park, Yellowstone.
Really?
Yep.
Oh,
so the name of the distillery was also named after the park, so Yellowstone Distillery at that point, and it was really run by a gentleman by the name of J.D. Dant. That distillery was sold, like we've talked about many times, handed over a couple different times, and eventually disappeared. And so fast forward to 2010, 2 gentlemen by the name of Stephen and Paul Beam, a small bourbon family.
Those damn beams
family.
keep popping up.
Yep. So they really decided that they wanted to get their family back in the business. And you think about, the mom side, I think, were Dance, and dad's side was Beam, and so they had all that going for them. A little bit of distilling activity in their DNA. So Stephen actually apprenticed and really wanted to go out there. Obviously he had it in his heart and his head, and really needed to kind of learn the hand side of it. And so he got into it, and they started the company back.
That's cool.
Yeah. Really pretty cool. Got in there and kind of learned the craft. And, with new companies like that, they obviously can't just start a company and the next day, offer up a new bourbon. They've got to, wait 6, 8, 12 years in order for their batch to be ready. So in the meantime, we talk about blended whiskeys. Distillers like that will go and they'll take 3 or 4 different whiskeys and blend them together until they get a taste that they really like, and then they'll put that out as their blended batch. And so that's what Yellowstone is until they get their own version distilled and aged and out there. So I like the heritage behind it. I like the fact that it's 2 brothers that have got like massive kind of legacy ties to the bourbon world, and that they're bringing it back. That really kind of appealed to me as I was going through it.
That's pretty cool.
The other thing, as marketers, all 4 of us, you think about things like promotions and positioning and all that stuff. And so they're definitely leaning into their heritage, which is kind of cool from a branding and a positioning perspective. And then this summer, they actually ran a promo as part of the 100th anniversary. And for every bottle they sell of Yellowstone, they're giving money back to national parks, which I thought was kind of cool too.
That is cool.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, it's I feel super fortunate to have been to as many of the parks as I have, and there are certainly lots of people out there that have not, and so I think these funds were part of trying to get youngsters from larger cities that maybe don't have the means or the ability to get out there and see what our country truly is about from a natural perspective. And that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
was a
Sounds
great
So let's
cause.
get down to the look,
Yeah.
taste, and smell of this sucker. Chestnut, so not terribly dark, not amber, but definitely kind of a lighter chestnut brown. The nose,
Smoky.
cherries,
smells smoky to
a
me.
little smoky. And then Derek, your favorite,
Oh, tell me it's brown sugar.
brown sugar, baby. Yeah.
Listen, there's just brown sugar in every bourbon.
I know.
Big
Well,
Stones
it's
fan.
definitely Derek's nose has got a favoring for brown sugar.
He's a sweet guy, man.
well,
You're a
there you
neat
go.
guy. He's a sweet guy.
Stop it, Kurt. All right, rye spice. That's the other thing you smell a lot of
Okay.
too. It's got a little bit of a spicy flavor there. So, you guys take a sip. Tell me what you think.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Yeah.
sounds good. I'm
like it.
surprised because the week before you had snuck this one and you seemed to bring in the leading bottle for the next week.
Yeah, I
And-
might have a problem.
That's okay. You're just efficient at the ABC store.
The ABC store is still there.
Yeah.
But when you brought this in, you were kind of talking about it in
It's
a
a
way where
Kratt
I was
special.
I was expecting it to be
Meh.
just junk.
Yeah. Well, again, it took me
But-
3 or 4 sips.
Yeah,
And I think when
I'm on my third now, and I'm digging it.
Yeah,
I'm really surprised.
the start is really spicy.
yeah.
It takes a couple to get.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have to be committed
Yep.
to getting past the first few, and then it starts to
Yeah.
settle in.
It's not bad.
No.
Especially after the Eagle Rare, because the Eagle Rare is so smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think Kurt really nailed it, though. I mean, the smoky is there's smoke, a lot of smoke in this,
Yeah.
and if you like that, and I think you take that and you pair it with the cherries and the caramel,
Yeah.
it's a good flavor.
It is, actually.
So 93 proof.
Okay. So it's got
it's
high
got some
evap.
it's
Yep.
got it's
Yep.
got some kick to it, but not
Yep.
too much. And then as far as the finish goes, it's not crazy long, but definitely kind of that oaky, butterscotchy kind of
Yeah.
feel to it when you end off with.
I definitely got the brown sugar, and on my
Of course you did.
my
sugar.
third or fourth, I'm actually tasting pine.
Spoonful of sugar.
Oh,
Like I got kind of a pine
You got
taste to
pine?
it, but not like
See-
a pine cleaner, but just like
Right.
I don't know.
This
if
is-
it's
this
just
is
talking
the-
about
this
the
is-
Are you
outdoors
looking
or-
at the label while you're
Yeah,
reading?
I was gonna say.
Oh my god!
Very
that's
suggested.
the
I smell moose.
Smell moose.
that's the creative director in him
I
right
love
there.
it. I love
That's right.
it.
Close your eyes, everybody, and just imagine.
You're walking
That's
through
right.
it. But when you
Theater of the mind.
when
The
you
soft
talked
pine
about
under your feet.
you talked about you have a penchant for picking out bottles that look like they're props in a cowboy
Yeah,
movie.
it's weird.
This one definitely looks like when you finish it, you want to toss it in the air and shoot it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah,
So maybe I'm also smelling like gun smoke.
could be.
Maybe.
Could
Could
be
be.
a gun smoke campfire finish.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Love
But-
to gun smoke.
Yeah, but again, I think folks, that's one that if you see it on your local shelf, it's definitely worth the pull. Less, like I said, less than $40.
Yeah.
Pretty cool tie-in with bourbon tradition and legacy.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I'll be really curious to see once they get to a place where they're actually putting their own stuff out there that's not a blend. Pretty exciting.
Yeah,
That's
and I
good
wonder how
stuff.
many bourbons. What did you say? Early 1970s when it came.
Yeah, it was 1872.
1870.
Yeah.
I said 1872.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool.
Some long roots.
Yeah,
For
cool. They
sure.
brought it back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it'd be cool to do a whole national park collection of bourbons.
Oh, I like that idea.
Like
Oh.
the Smoky Mountains have like that
Oh.
smoky charred taste,
That's good.
right?
That's good.
That's a great call.
Yeah, let's take that
The
offline.
Pine Barrens have
Yeah.
pine.
You're just giving the idea away.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Kurt.
Yeah,
Maybe a
Yes, I'm not-
glacier flavored
I'm
Kurt.
not going to get to retire after all.
Could be distilled in glacier water. Yeah.
we'll still be 85 and talking on our podcast
right.
that nobody's
Oh,
listening
that's
to.
I love it. I love it.
We won't even turn the mics on anymore.
Just talk to ourselves. Yeah.
From all of us Bourbon Boys, we want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Bourbon on.